Hi, welcome to my latest video. Well, in this one I'm going to do a quick product review. I got this device sent to me for review purposes, full disclosure, from a company called DriverGenius. It is a newer model of one that I reviewed from them, I guess about 6 or 7 months ago. This is the newer one. I think that one was the HB080 and this is the HB081. And it's supposed to be supporting all of the latest flash cards. SD cards, microSD cards, CF cards. So all the latest versions like CFast 2.0. I don't have any of those cards. Those are meant for the much larger cameras, the much larger digital cameras. But I have a selection of SD and microSD cards, and between those I have some SDXC 1s and some SDXC 2s. But first let me open this up, take a look at it. You'll see the comparison results between this model and the previous model I reviewed toward the end of this video, so stay tuned for that, okay? I didn't open this up yet. Wow. It looks a little bit bigger than the previous model, which I have sitting right here. Let me hold it up in a second. Let me get this open. It still goes USB-C. And this one's supposed to be able to handle 5 gigabits through that USB-C. I wasn't sure what this one was. I went back and looked at the specs and it really didn't specify. But as you can see, they're pretty close in size. This one is a little bit bigger, mostly in length it looks like. The width seems to be about the same. It still supports 3 different types of cards. The CF cards, the standard full-size SD cards, and the microSD. This one is the same, so they didn't add any more connections to it. According to the specs, this is also supposed to be able to allow you to put up to 3 different cards in here at once, and all 3 of them accessible by your computer. So I'll try to test at least with 2 of those. Again, I don't have the CF, to see if we can get to 2 cards on it. So I'm going to use Cristal Disk Mark to check out 6 different models of a combination of different SD cards and microSD cards, all of which will be 64 gigabytes, all the same size. We'll see how it goes. So let me go ahead now and proceed with the first test. Let me start off by showing you Cristal Disk Mark, just in case you've never seen it before, and how that works. So I'll probably speed through it, but you'll get the general idea of how to use it. Okay, let me run the Cristal Disk Mark 64 on this DriverGenius USB adapter, and we'll see how it does compared to the old version of it. Let me click on this. It opened up in the other screen, so I'll drag it over. I'll also drag over the results of the same exact SD card that I have in there now on the previous model. And we'll see how it turns out. I'll be speeding ahead of this because this could take a while. Well, that's interesting. On the read performance, it looks like it picked up, my guess is just over 3%. On the write, slightly less than that, but still pretty good. It is a little bit better or even. So I think it did pretty good in terms of at least this test on the fastest SD card that I have. Now we'll go through the remaining 4 SD cards and I'll then show the summary results of it. So here are the testing results between the 6 SD and microSD cards that I tested this device and the previous device against in a comparison. As you can see, a lot of the differences are negligible, although the XC2 cards did show a noticeable difference in performance. One thing I didn't note before is the actual cable that connects between the device and the PC is about twice as long. They went from about 5 inches to about 10 inches. So that's something to note. What I've done is I put both a microSD and a full-size SD in here, and I'll plug it in and see what it does. It's supposed to be able to recognize both of them and open up windows for each. Let's see. And it did exactly that. Let me push them over here so you can see them. There's a drive F and there's a drive D. So both of them opened up. If I come down to the USB eject, what happens here? When I click on the USB, I see 2 of them there. So I'll eject each one separately after I close the windows, of course. First one, and then the second one. And now there's no more devices listed as connected for USB, so I can disconnect it. Well, that's the comparison between the two. The difference in price is probably about $10. I think currently on Amazon, the previous version was just over $20 with discount, and this new version is probably about $30 with discount. I'll put the links down below. And if you're interested in one or the other, take a gander. And just full disclosure, I use this all the time. They didn't ask for it back. We'll yet to see if they ask for this one back. And I use it all the time to transfer files from my cameras over to my PC. So I like it. Talk to you later.